Yes or no? If I go in your place also, I won't 100% share the tips. I will ask why you didn't come. Okay? So, next week, Monday, will be our last chapter 10. And then we do a small revision of the past year questions. And then we share the tips. Maybe for you it's new, but you ask the seniors up there, you know. I will use to share the tips. Okay, but anyhow, even though I share the tips, also still people fail. There is a question mark here. I can see the best example in your midterm. I have given you the tips in the midterm, but still people are. There are some people get 32 out of 50, 30 out of 50. Very, very disappointed for me personally. Alright? Okay, now come back. So the purpose, I just purposely want to do the chapter 10 next week so that I can see a big number of attendance next week. Our last class. If I say chapter 10 today, then next week no more. See, I can see now also the number has been decreased drastically. From 80 plus, I only can count with fingers how many of you are here. Okay? So, let's continue with chapter 9. Okay, then next week chapter 10. Alright? Okay, so chapter 9, I've already uploaded these notes I think quite sometimes. Okay, because we are continuously having a public holiday. Alright? Okay? Now, so for the chapter 9 is about the real-time system design. This is very important topic for your final. Please take note, and those who are busy, damn busy talking. The yellow color shirt with the girl. Okay, I don't know whether you remember what I said just now. What I said just now? What did I say? See? Tips is 10 minutes before. Now what did I say? Dismiss and then you go alone. Okay. I told you this is an important chapter for your final. Buka telinga besar-besar. Okay, like an elephant ears. From human ears become elephant ears. Okay, just for today and next week. After that, then you can shrink your ears, become human ears. Alright? Okay. So, actually, when you look at this slides, it's only 47, but if I want to summarize this slide, okay, basically what we're going to see only these two things. Only these two objectives. Okay, one is we're going to see what is the difference, what is the terms related to real-time system, and then what is the process for real-time system. So these are the two important parts which we cover in this topic. Okay. So when we talk about the real-time system, so what you roughly know, what is the definition of real-time system? You are reading the slide. But don't worry, this question won't be asked. I told you, right? It won't be any definition. So write the definition. What is the definition of real-time? Because you are not a foundation or diploma student. You are degree student. So your thinking maturity will be totally different. Okay? So now, when we talk about the real-time system, what is the definition? What do you understand? What is real-time system? What is real-time system? The system is we are using in our real life. Somebody say that. Of course, all the system you are using in real life. Is there any system you are using in your imagination world? After that, you come back here. No, right? So all of the systems that we are using is a system, it's a real-time system. But when you talk about the real-time system, that is something that you can see the system can produce the result. Okay, the result within the timing. Okay, within the certain time that we fix. Listen here. Why you alone there, my dear? Dipulaukan. Quarantine. Hey, why? Bully, yeah.
Boycott, boycott.
Bully by whom? Why lah? Because of this small boy, you want to go and isolate yourself there, Cecilia? Alright, even Bossy missing, all are missing. Huh? Okay, never mind. So now you can see him. The real-time system is any software system. Okay, any software system that we build. Okay, with the functions depends on the result and which can produce the result within the time. Okay, within the time. Okay. So example, when we talk about the real-time system, something that we can see traffic light. Okay, as you can see the traffic control systems, okay, process control systems. Then we have the automation driving systems, all that. Okay, so this is the real time, which is you can see when we change the gear. Okay, when we change the gear in our car. Okay, so it will be based on that. So it will work whether we want to go reverse or you want to drive food or you want to parking mode. Okay, all that same goes like traffic. Like you see traffic, we have three lights, which is green, red, and is it yellow or orange? Some people are telling yellow, some people are telling orange. So which is the exact color of the traffic light? Yellow or orange? Okay, the other two colors definitely is a green and red. Okay, that is for sure. That okay. But that the middle colors, okay, the middle color which is the yellow and orange, so that is a confusion. Okay, but it's not our problem here now. Okay, so when you see I think most of you are driving. Is there anyone still don't have driving license? Oh my God! Why everybody teasing the girl? Okay, you quickly, during the, what's the girl name? Oh my God, okay. Jai, after the exam, after finish your exam, you go and sit for the driving test. Okay, at least take L. Okay, and show to your friends. No, you should have the self-driving thing in emergency. If y'all girls, you have to prove to boys. Okay? Now, so when we are waiting in the signal, traffic lights, right? Traffic lights. Okay. So there are certain times the colors, right? The colors in the traffic light will be changed from red to green and from yellow to red, whatever lah. Okay, the sequence. So it works. Okay, it works. Okay, based on the time, because we know, right? Sometimes we have to wait in the traffic light like 2 minutes, even 8 minutes. Okay, it depends on the area that the traffic light is going to cover. Okay, some area because of number of vehicles, so and number of junctions. Okay, so there are timing. Okay, there are certain timing that you have to wait. Okay, sometimes you have to wait more than 8 minutes also, 5 minutes or 6 minutes. Okay, sometimes very fast, it is 1 minute. Okay, so it can be changed. So the timing. Okay, the timing it takes to process. Okay, to change the signals. Okay, to change the signals. Okay, of the traffic light. So that also is a real time system. Okay, based on the timing, so you can see the output. Okay. Okay, so when we talk about the real-time system, basically we have two types of real-time system, which is soft real-time system and we have hard real-time system. So real-time system basically is based on the timing, so it will work. But in that real time also it can be classified into two, which is a soft real time and hard real time. Okay, so what is the difference between soft real time and hard real time? Anyone? What is the difference between soft real time and hard real time? If you're not able to give that definition, if you're able to give any examples, also fine. Not at head, but you're not giving example. What is any examples that how we can differentiate between the soft real time and hard real time? Anyone? Any examples? Because here they ask example, so you can give the example how. Hmm? That's what I'm asking you. Any example that you can you can give? Okay, so soft real time here is, you can see that it's a soft real time. Okay, soft real time is a system whose operation is degraded if the system are not produced according to the specific timing requirements. Okay, so for example, like we can take we can take the example of your intranet, our intranet system. Okay, so why I say it's the intranet system, because if you see let's say, because when you want to access to the intranet, you need to enter your username and password, right? Your username and password. So after you enter your username and password, then if you're not performing any job in there, okay, maybe a specific timing, maybe within a 10 minutes or 5 minutes, when you want to continue back, okay, when you want to continue back, so you can't, okay, you can't do that because the time expired. The time expired. So if you want to continue, you have to go back again to the username and password. You have to enter again, then only you can start. Right? Okay? So in here, it will meet the specific requirements. Okay, the timing here, the requirements here is timing. It's not about it's not about the other requirement. The important requirement that we are focusing here in the real time is timing. The timing is very important. If you are not able to perform that, if you are not when you're using the system within that particular timing, okay, you are not able to do that, you are not able to complete that. Okay, so you have to start from the beginning. You cannot resume, right? Like you want to continue back, you pause it, then you want to continue back. No. Okay, you want to pause it, you want to continue back, it is cannot. Okay, so let's say if it meets certain time and you are not able to complete that, or the time is expired, then you have to start from the beginning. Okay, so that is the, if the result are not produced according to the specific timing requirement. So that means the result here is your action if you are not performed within that time. So what will happen? You understand? Okay, if the system asks you to enter, okay, please enter your name, but you are not entering your name after a certain time. Okay, maybe they have given, okay, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, okay, time's up. You're not able to give any answers. So you have to, so the system automatically terminates. Then you have to start from beginning. because the system has given you the time and you're not able to perform within the time. You fail to perform. Understand? And he's very sleepy. Are you in the sleepy mood? Is it my voice is too sweet? Is it? Is it my voice is too sweet like I'm telling the bedtime story? Hey, but personally, you see, my voice, if I see, it's not very sweet, it's very rough. Is it very sweet because I'm holding the mic and I'm speaking to you? Without mic, is it my voice is sweet? No. You are putting the ice bar on my head. Okay. The next one is, okay, that is soft real time. Okay, because if you're not able to perform that particular, the result, not able to perform that particular action within the time, okay, so it will be expired. Then you have to start from the beginning. Okay, that is one soft. Hard, okay. When you want to start, you're not going to lose anything. You're not going to lose anything. Okay, that means, okay, if you're not performed, you need to start from the beginning. You're not going to lose your marks there. You're not going to lose anything. Okay, there is no big impact that you're going to see. Nothing. If you're not able to access to internet, you have to go back again and you have to enter the username password. Then you can do as you like. So you won't face any consequences of that. No consequences. Okay, no any negative consequences or no any negative impact. Okay, but hard real time is totally different. Hard real time, if you're not able to perform the task within the timing, you will face the consequences. Okay, so for example, the hard real time, in a traffic light you're waiting. Okay, so you know the green signal means you have to move, red means you have to stop your vehicle. Let's say if the red signal, the green signal is moving, okay, that means you have to move your vehicles, and suddenly it's changed to yellow or whatever, orange, right, before it turned to red. But you're still moving. Even though it's already changed to green to orange, that means green to orange means it's warning you have to stop the vehicle already, you cannot move after that. But you're still moving. I think most of you doing that, right? Even myself, I'm doing that. Even though it's already almost going to change also, I still move the vehicle, which is not correct. Okay? Sila Paribulana. Okay, so that day means there is chance for you to get accident. Isn't it? Because they have given the time for you and not you're performing. After that you still want to do mean you will face the consequences. Consequences here is accident. Can you see the difference between soft real time and hard real time? Soft real time, within the time you're not performing, you still have chance to go back and do the perform. You can perform the task again, but without any impact. But hard real time, if you are not able to perform the task within the timing, you will face the consequences. Like machinery, right? When you are handling the machines, and automobile machines or any machines, manufacturing machines, all that. So there's a certain time for you to do the drilling. I don't know what kind of things. So if you not fulfill or you're not able to complete that, so maybe it will be affect the manufacturing process, or suddenly maybe stuck, the system stuck, or maybe it's not, the machine is stuck, it's not working, it's jammed. So you can see all the consequences that you're facing because of you're not able to finish the task within the time. Okay, so that is the difference between soft real time and hard real time. Both also is related to timing. Okay, it's related to timing, but the difference here is one, you have a chance for you to continue back. The other one is You have no chance, but you will face the consequences, the impact. Something like you play the games, right? The games you're playing in the apps, all that. So let's say urgently, okay, that means you can pause the games, right? You can pause the game. After that, you can continue back, right? You have pause and you can have the continue, right? You have the pause button, you have the continue button, and then you have the exit buttons, isn't it? Close button, whatever button. Okay, so this is what we call as a soft real time. That means you have chance, okay? You have a chance for you to continue back without affect your output. For example, you pause the game, after that you continue, will your marks will be deducted? No, right? The marks will be there, isn't it? Okay, so you just continue back. Okay, but hard real time is not like that. Stop means stop, then you will face the consequences. Understand? Both are basically timing, but the impact is different. Soft, no impact. Hard, you got impact. Understand? Okay? Any other questions? Clear with the soft real time and hard real time? Okay? So, this is very important. The stimuli, okay, the stimuli of real-time system, which is stimuli mean which trigger you, which make you to respond, which make you to react. Okay, stimuli. Okay, event and stimuli. Remember this. Okay, so event or stimuli is a change state. Okay, the system change states. Okay. So in here you can see basically real-time system have to respond to the event, okay, occurring at the irregular intervals. Okay, so these events we call it as a stimuli because it often cause the system to move to a different state. So stimuli here is what makes the system trigger, or what makes the system respond, how the system responds. Okay, so that is stimuli. Okay, remember this. Okay, so this is the example how the stimuli works in a real-time system. Okay, this one is a microwave oven. I think most of your house got microwave oven. Okay, so this is how, okay, the stimuli, okay, of real-time system. The real-time system here is the microwave oven. O-W-O-V-E-N. Oven. Okay, I'm not teaching you. Okay, so if you see here basically microwave, if you see we have the full power on, half power on, then we have ideal, and then in a microwave we can set the timing. Okay, and then these are the flows. Okay, we have the time operation, okay, enable operation, okay, and we have the operation disable, and then we have the time out, which is a cooking complete, and also we have the ID. So this one is basically how the microwave oven works. Okay, so if you look at the real-time system, as I told you, we have the stimulus or stimuli, okay, and also the response system. Okay, so when we talk about the stimulus, okay, we have two types of stimulus. Remember this: periodic stimulus and aperiodic stimulus. Is it correct what I'm mentioning? Okay. Okay. So one way of looking at the real-time system is the, as I told you, the stimulus or response system. Okay. So if you see how the periodic stimuli works, okay, example, okay, this is works based on the time interval. Okay, example, you can see the system will examine a sensor every 50 millisecond. MS is millisecond. Okay, MS is what? Millisecond. And take action. Okay, in here you can see in the bracket, okay, the system will examine a sensor every 50 milliseconds and take action. Okay, so that is a response, but which make the system trigger, how the system trigger, okay, how the system trigger is based on the sensor value. Okay, the sensor value is the stimulus. Okay, that means what the system will do, the system will check the sensor value every 50 milliseconds. Okay, what is the sensor value now? What is the sensor? So every 50 milliseconds, the system will check the sensor value and will be take action accordingly. Okay, take action means maybe above, because when we want to check the sensor value, there is a certain values. Above the value maybe is danger, below the value is maybe abnormal, and within the value is normal. Okay, so the sensor values, I don't know whether you guys know about the censoring or that. So we have three categories, which is normal, abnormal, and then high risk or something like that. So when the system reads the sensor value every 50 milliseconds, okay, then it will take the action accordingly. So that is based on the value that he take note or he read. So it will take the action whether this value is falls under the normal or abnormal or high risk. Okay, whatever. Okay, so in here you can see which one is called under the response and which one is called under the stimulus or stimuli. Okay, which make the system take action? The sensor value, right? So the sensor value makes the system take action every 50 milliseconds, isn't it? So in here, the stimuli or the stimulus is the sensor value, which trigger. Who trigger you? For example, you go and you come and shout at me. If I ask you, who told you? Oh, my friend. So that your friend will be the stimulus. And you come and shout at me. The action they take is response. So your friend trigger you and you come and shout at me. Can you see the concept? When your friend told you bad about me, so that is they're triggering you, right? So that is stimulus, and you come and shout at me is the response, isn't it? You can see I give a very good example how the stimulus and the response work. So in here, the stimulus is very important. Okay, so which can trigger, okay, the system to respond accordingly. Okay. Okay, the next one here is a periodic stimuli. Okay, so this one is if I want to give example of that, let me check whether for any example. Okay, yeah. So if you see the periodic stimuli is you can predict. Okay, this occur and predictable in the time interval. That means every 50 seconds. That means you can predict. Okay, you can predict that the system every 50 milliseconds. Okay, every 50 milliseconds. So it will read the sensor. It will read the sensor value. That means you know the time interval. So it's 50 milliseconds. But a predict is you can't predict. Okay, you can't predict. Okay, so which is occur irregularly. Okay, which is occur regularly. Mainly, okay, because this one, why they are telling that this is occur irregularly, because this is mainly focused on the interruptions, because interruptions we can't predict, okay, when the machine will be interrupt, or when the system will be interrupt, or when the system will be collapsed, so you can't predict it, okay, you can't predict it, so it happens, okay. Remember, predicting stimuli you can predict, because it will works based on the time interval, okay, certain time, okay, but a predict stimuli you can't predict, okay, it just happens like that, okay, it occur, okay. So which mainly it will be the interruptions of the systems, okay, suddenly the system blackout, or suddenly the system corrupted, all that is something that you can't predict, okay. So that's why that is the two things, okay, two stimuli, okay. So you can see the interrupt, okay, the input output interrupt of the computer system, okay, and then indicating that input output transfer was complete and the data was available in the buffer, okay. So this is the stages of one of the system called RT system design, okay. This is the how the RT system design works. Okay. Okay. So RT system is basically the alarm systems. Okay. So if you see here how the stimuli and the response work. Okay. The stimuli here is the alarm is triggered. Okay. So the response. So once the alarm is triggered, so what is your response after you hear the alarm is ringing? Okay, you can see the sound of alarm. So what is your response? So the first one, you can see compute room number, call the police, okay, then initiate the voice, and then switch the audible alarms and switch on the light. That means when the alarm is triggered, so what is your response? Understand? Okay, so these are the following response. Okay? Okay, all these is explanations about that. Don't want to touch. No, this is not important. No, not important. Predictive stick like clock. Okay, so if you look at the slides, mainly, okay, mostly you can see it will give you the example of the systems, okay, how the systems works, okay. So if you see, mostly they talk about the stimuli and the response. So how the stimuli works, how the response works, okay. It's not none other than that. Yes. Yeah, because you can see most all the examples. See, they give an example of the real-time operating systems. Okay, the RTOS. Okay, so that is the thing. Nothing much. The stages of RT system design, which is not important for your exam. This is very important. Okay, so in your exam, mainly they will give a scenario. Okay, they give a scenario. From the scenario, you need to identify what is the stimuli and what is the response. Okay, they give a scenario. You need to identify what is the stimuli of the scenario, from the scenario, and what is the response. Okay, so it could be any systems or it could be anything. Okay. And please, what we call, take note of these two types of stimuli is important. Okay, and the two types of real time also. Okay, the soft real time, hard real time. Okay, and then the two classes of stimulus. Okay, so basically in this chapter, these are the two things. There's nothing other than that. Okay, so which is you need to find, we need to know what is the definition of real time, hard real time, and then what are the types of hard real time, and then what is the classes of stimulus. Okay, only this, nothing much. Okay, the rest of the slides as you go through, all are the example how the stimuli and how the response works in, they have given an example of certain systems. Okay, as you can see here, they have given the example of the RT systems, how the stimuli all works. Okay, and then they have given the examples of the RTOS, scheduling, and so this executing process. Okay, all these are the examples. So this is another example of monitoring and control systems. Okay, so all the examples they have given, but basically they have focused on the stimuli and response. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, concurrent. Okay, concurrent process here is based on the stimuli. So what are the set of concurrent process? So example that I have given just now, once the alarm is triggered, okay, once the alarm is triggered, so what are the concurrent process that you have done here? Once the alarm trigger, so you compute the room, then you call the police, and then you switch off the audible alarm, then you switch on the light. So these are the concurrent response. Okay, it's not that you do one. Okay, you are doing all this response, all this action concurrently. Okay, at the same time. Same time. Understand? Okay? So, other than that, I think that's it for this chapter. Okay, please go through. Please go through, especially what we call the tutorial. Tutorial very important. Because your tutorial question is similar as your final exam.
Nice.
If you go through your tutorial questions, then you can answer. Okay, so your tutorial questions, please go through the tutorial questions and please answer the tutorial questions of chapter 9. Okay, so that we can discuss the answer. Okay, next class. Okay, so any questions? No questions. Okay. Okay, I think attendance I cannot take it because they have already blocked. Okay, they already blocked for the bar list. Yeah, I try, but I cannot take attendance after this. Okay, so that's why I told you guys many times, please check your attendance whether up to date or not. Is there anyone bar from my module? Any bar?